Hello students. Today we are going to learn chapter 4, planning, part 1. Now let's understand what is planning and why it is important. See, we all know that planning is the basic function of management and it is something which is very much vital to run an organization. So planning is deciding in advance what to do and how to do. In short, we are planning in advance as to what we want to achieve and what we want to be. So it is closely connected with creativity and innovation. Let's say, for example, if I'm the manager of my company and I have been given the task that I have to increase the production by 30%. Now, I'll have to plan accordingly with regard to the whole production unit as to how workers would be allotted all the resources, how much task they would be allotted. So all these things have to be planned if I want to achieve my goal. So planning involves setting the objective, developing appropriate course of action for that, and achieving this objective. Now, when I say appropriate course of action, which means implementation of work, that if we have decided that we want to achieve growth by 30% in the next 1 year or 2 years, then accordingly we will have to take the action and plan. So all the members in the organization, they have to work towards achieving these organizational goals. And it is possible only if planning is done in the right way. Because planning, as I said, it involves setting up the objective, developing the alternative course of action. Now, objectives, of course, are decided by the managerial people or the top management, which has to be implemented by all the people at the middle level of management or the lower level. Now, of course, planning provides a rational approach for achieving all the objectives, and all the members has to be very active and participative in achieving this target. So let's understand as to why planning is important. First of all, planning provides a direction. Now, of course, human resources are backbone of any organization because they are the one who help you to achieve your goals and objectives. And planning is another secondary thing which helps you to achieve your growth or goal. Because if planning is done in a right way, if the decisions are taken in the right way, then obviously organization's output would increase. And if there was no planning, employee would be working in different direction and organization would not be able to achieve the goal. Let me give you example for this. Let's say that you are the manager and 10 people are going to work under you. Obviously, you will have to guide them as to what they have to do, how they have to do, and how much task they have to complete in a day. If you don't give them direction, and you won't be able to give them direction without your own planning. So first of all, you will have to plan. That is, if 5 people are going to work under you, how much work you're going to allot to each and every one of them, or what work you're going to allot to employee number 1, 2, 2, or 3, or 4. So it is very important that you have to plan, you have to set the objective and pass on the same to your employees. Because if there is no planning, employee won't be able to work. How will they know that what they are supposed to do in an organization? So planning provides a direction. Secondly, planning is important because it reduces the risk of uncertainty. See, we know very well that every business is facing the risk, or every business comes with a risk. So planning is the activity which helps the manager to reduce that risk level. And how does he reduce that? With proper planning. So changes or events cannot be eliminated, but at least they can be assumed. And with that assumption, they can plan accordingly. That if plan A fails, they have the backup for plan B. So this is the duty of manager to see to it that planning helps to reduce the uncertainty in the organization. Planning also reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. See, planning serves as a basis for coordinating all the activities and departments, which means it is only because of the planning that all the departments in an organization are working together. So it helps in avoiding the confusion and misunderstanding, because if you are the manager of your company, you are giving the clear direction to all the departments that finance department is supposed to do X work. So this way you're allotting the division of work is proper, and division of work can be proper only with the help of planning. So with this, overlapping is avoided because you have given the authority and responsibility, you have divided the work among every employee in an organization also. So unnecessary activities are reduced because every employee in an organization knows his or her own job profile or job description as to what they are supposed to do. So all the wasteful activities are reduced. Another thing is planning also promotes innovative ideas. See, when we plan, planning itself means giving shape to the creativity, which means that you have to be very much creative when you plan, or your mind has to be very innovative. Now, when I say innovative, you just cannot have one plan. When you plan some activity for the organization or for achieving organizational goals, you need to have lots of backup. You need to have innovative ideas so that at least one plan will fit in, and that one action can be taken for the growth and prosperity of the organization. Next one is planning facilitates decision making. See, planning, as I said, that you need to set the objectives. Then out of that, you have to choose the best alternative option, implement that, and then getting the result. So this way, it helps to take the proper right decision or rational decision. Because when you are doing planning, it helps you to take right decision. Let me give you one very simple example, even though it is not related to our business environment or business, but this will give you an understanding about the planning process. Take very simple example that you and your family have planned to go on for a vacation. Now, first thing that you will do is planning. So the first step which would come is jot down the probabilities where you want to go. If there are 5 members in the family, one would say we want to go here, another would say we want to go here. So this way, you have all the probabilities or assumptions as to where you want to go. After that, you will decide as you'll choose one place out of all the best alternatives. You're going to choose one. From that one, now comes the second step. After choosing the alternative or after planning that which place you want to go, now you will decide where to stay, which are the places we want to go, which hotel we want to stay in, how we want to roam about. So all these things have to be planned in advance. And the most importantly, you will also set the budget, that what would be the cost which would be involved for this 1 week vacation or 10 days vacation. So all these planning has to be done in advance because it will give you an idea as to how much you're going to spend for that 1 week, how you're going to spend that money, where you're going to stay every day, how are you going to plan that day one you're going to visit this place or that place. So these are all the planning. Now just imagine you did not decide anything, just took the ticket and you went away. Now, without planning, of course, you're going to face the problem because no bookings were done for your hotels, no bookings were done for your traveling. So, now this very simple example, even though it is not related to your business, but then planning is involved with every individual or it exists everywhere. So, with this help of this example, you would be able to understand that why planning helps you to take the right decision, and it also helps you to cut down your unnecessary activity. Next one, planning establishes the standard for controlling. You can control the activities. Now see, we had set the goal, we had set the standard that by this month, we want to increase our production or units of production from 100 to 200. This is the task. Now, as we have planned this, as a manager, I will look into it that whether my employees are doing work or not. Only 10 days are left for the month end and still target is not achieved. That means I can actually measure the actual performance with the target which was set. Target which was set was to improve more units or produce more units by 100 more units, but I'm not able to do so, which means I can compare the actual performance as to how much it is done now with the targeted thing or target task. So planning provides you to measure the actual performance with the set performances. So if there any deviation, it can be corrected through planning at this stage. But if I'm not doing any planning and by end of the 1 month, I realize that, oh God, we haven't achieved the target which was set, then obviously you cannot take any measures to improve your performance. So planning helps you to set the standard to control them, because when you have already planned, you will try to measure every day that whether every day's task is being met or not. So this way it helps you to control all the activities. Now let's talk about features of planning. Planning focuses on achieving objectives. The purpose of planning is meaningless if we don't achieve the objective. So the basic feature of planning is that it helps us to achieve our goals. And it is one of the primary functions of management. We can say that any organization, when they start functioning or start operating, the first thing that they do is planning. Planning for each and every activity, either for daily activity, weekly activity, monthly or yearly, or any kind of goal. So every function of management starts with a planning. And thirdly, planning is pervasive, which means planning is required and it exists at all the level of management, be it any department, be it any division, be it any organization or non-profit organization, or be it any institution. Planning is pervasive, which means that it is existing and it is required at all the levels of management, whether it is top management, middle management, or lower management. Planning is required even at the lowest level for day-to-day operational work. Nextly, planning is continuous. We cannot say that planning stops once we have achieved the target of our objective, because once we have achieved one objective or one task, then another task or objective is set. So continuously, we have to plan for all the activities. Planning is, of course, futuristic because it involves looking ahead into the future. We do planning so that we can achieve the goals in the future. We do implement all the plans so that we can analyze and predict the future and we can take the actions accordingly. So planning is also involved into decision making, that it helps us to decide that which out of alternatives, which alternative is best or which plan is best for the organization. So it helps the organization in decision making, and of course planning requires application of mind. So planning is a mental exercise because it is basically an intellectual activity of thinking rather than doing. So planning is a mental exercise. Now let's talk about the limitations. There are certain limitations of planning because planning leads to rigidity. Now there are certain organizations who are strictly adhering to the plan. Now in such cases, it is very difficult to deviate from the plan because then the creativity is lost. Now let's say, for example, if I have made certain plan and if I tell my subordinates that you have to go according to the plans only, sometimes it may happen that those plans may not work practically every day. There might be some deviation which is required, or there might be some flexibility which is required to work with. But this planning will lead to rigidity if the plans are very strict and if the organization is strictly adhering to the plan. So managers need to be given some flexibility to cope up with this problem. So there has to be some flexibility in planning. Now, planning may not work in dynamic environment. See, business environment is very dynamic, which means it keeps on changing because there are certain political, physical, social, legal, economic factors or technological factors which keeps on changing and which affects the functioning of the business. So these are the dynamic environment which has to be taken care of when we do planning. So planning may not work if the environment is continuously changing, because if we go according to the plan, then these changes cannot be implemented. So this is another limitation or disadvantage of planning. Another disadvantage is planning reduces creativity. Now see, sometimes what happens, usually planning is an activity which is done by the top management, and the rest of the members of the organization, they just have to blindly follow the plans which have been set by the top management. Now here what happens is there might be possibility that the people who are going to implement those plans or follow those plans, they have more creativity, they have more innovative ideas which they are not able to share it because of rigidity of plan, because plans have already been set, so they cannot give any suggestion and they just have to carry on the orders which have been given by their superiors. So it reduces the creativity of the employee, and it also involves huge costs, because when we plan, plans are drawn up huge costs. Now, see, there may be a cost of time and money because you require intellectual or expertise people who can plan well and who can implement well. When you do planning, there are number of incidental costs like expenses on meetings, seminars, discussions. You need to hire professional experts, or you need to have preliminary or first stage investigation to find out that whether this plan will be successful or not. You will have to do the first implementation experiment. So all these requires huge costs, which can increase the cost of production. And of course, planning is time consuming because you have to spend time to make the plans for an organization. And most importantly, another disadvantage is there is no guarantee that whatever planning you have done is going to be successful. So the success of an enterprise is possible only when plans are properly implemented. It does not guarantee that all your plans are going to be successful. So managers have a general tendency that they completely rely on the plan, which is not always true. There might be cases where your plans or your planning fails. So these are the limitations of planning. I hope with this now you would be able to understand the features and importance of planning and limitations of planning. Now to conclude, it is very much clear that planning is the most vital function. It helps to set the objectives and achieve them and implement them and choose the best alternative and take action accordingly. Of course, as I said, planning helps in decision making, and it is existing in every organization or institution. Thank you.